All right, let's just dive straight into this explainer, because if you've got tickets to see Ariana Grande in London this summer, well, what we're about to talk about could literally save your entire night. Seriously, you do not want to miss this. You know the drill. You spent hours stuck in digital queues, you finally scored tickets to the absolute hottest show in town, and you are so ready to hear Eternal Sunshine live. But here is the real multi-million-dollar question. Are you actually prepared to get through the physical doors of the O2 Arena?
Okay, just to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this is a massive, historic moment for UK fans. Ariana isn't doing some standard countrywide tour. No, instead she's doing a staggering 10-night residency at the O2, running from August 15th all the way to September 1st. And get this, these are literally her only shows outside of North America all year. General sale, gone in minutes. There were actually reports of over 2 million people trying to snag pre-sale tickets. 2 million.
Because demand is just so intensely high, resale tickets are going for jaw-dropping amounts. If you look right now on verified resale sites like StubHub, the absolute bare minimum starting price just to get in the building for opening night, it's hovering around £307. So with that kind of massive financial investment on the line, the absolute last thing you want is to get turned away by security at the front door over, well, a simple misunderstanding.
And that brings us to the stark contrast in venue rules. Listen closely, because you absolutely cannot rely on your usual concert habits for these specific shows. Normally, the O2 lets you bring in a standard A4-sized bag, totally fine. No weird restrictions on color or material. But for the Eternal Sunshine Tour, those standard rules have completely gone out the window. If you show up with your standard rucksack, security is literally going to say, "Thank you, next."
The absolutely crucial point here is that your bag has to meet some highly specific, exact requirements, or you are not getting in. Let's break it down. First up, your bag must be 100% clear plastic, vinyl, or PVC. Second, it cannot be any bigger than 30 by 15 by 30 centimeters. Third, and this is strict, no color tints, no prints, no patterns, and no logos whatsoever. Fourth, one bag per ticket holder, period. And finally, pay super close attention to this one, all items inside that bag have to be placed in there individually. You cannot, I repeat, cannot put a smaller, non-clear makeup bag inside your clear bag. It's the whole shebang or nothing.
Unsurprisingly, fans online are pretty confused right now. I mean, they're understandably frustrated because this policy goes way, way beyond normal venue protocol. People are flooding social media with concerns. And honestly, they're asking a totally fair question. If this is just a standard venue security measure, why aren't other massive stadium tours at the O2 requiring this exact same transparent bag rule?
It actually gets a bit more complicated, which perfectly illustrates the core frustration for diehard fans. A lot of people are genuinely worried that the official tour bags they bought directly from Ariana's 2019 Sweetener tour, the ones with the black straps and the big tour logo, or even clear bags from her own REM beauty line, might actually get rejected at the door. Why? Because they have writing or colored straps. The irony there is definitely real. And so far, the O2 hasn't completely clarified if those specific official merch items are going to pass the test. So yeah, anxiety is running a bit high. So to play it 100% safe and make sure you don't lose your spot, here is your absolute foolproof step-by-step survival guide. Step 1. Honestly, just bypass the fancy bags and bring a clear Ziploc freezer bag. The venue explicitly allows them as long as they are medium-sized, so 30 by 26 centimeters or smaller. Step 2. Place only your absolute essentials loosely inside. And step 3, if you do need to bring a medical, accessibility, or childcare bag, you can, but you have to declare it right away for a completely separate specialized security check.
Oh, and quick side note, beyond the bag rules, there's another strict policy to keep in mind. You have to leave the professional photography gear, the GoPros, and any actual dedicated recording devices at home. They are strictly prohibited. The good news, though, is that you can totally still snap photos and record videos on your phone, so don't worry, your digital memories of the night are perfectly safe.
But to really understand these strict rules, we have to look back at the vital context behind them. They aren't just some arbitrary inconvenience made up to annoy us. Actually, they're a direct, deeply personal response to a truly devastating tragedy. Back in May 2017, there was a horrific terrorist attack following Ariana's concert at the Manchester Arena. It claimed 22 lives and injured over 1,000 people. So when she finally returned to tour in 2019, this clear bag policy was introduced entirely for the safety and peace of mind of everyone involved.
When we really stop and understand that heartbreaking history, what initially feels like, well, just a highly annoying logistical hurdle suddenly reveals itself as a deeply caring, totally necessary safety measure. Both the venue and Ariana's team are just prioritizing the smoothest entry and the safest possible environment. They want to make sure everyone can just let go and focus on the music, the healing, and the pure joy of the actual performance.
Now, zooming out for a second, Ariana's monumental residency isn't just happening in a vacuum. It is a major piece of London's completely record-breaking summer of live music. The Mayor of London, along with UK music officials, are literally calling London the music capital of the world right now. Just think about this incredible lineup we've had. Harry Styles pulling off a record 12-date run at Wembley, Bad Bunny making history over at Tottenham Hotspur, and now Ariana completely taking over the O2.
All of those historic events have led to this absolutely staggering number. 23.5 million. That is the record-breaking number of music tourists who flocked to UK events recently. They brought in something like £10 billion to the economy. To put that into perspective, that just shows how incredibly busy, vibrant, and packed the capital is right now. It is such a thrilling time to be in London, but let's be real, it also means the city is completely bursting at the seams. And with millions of people navigating the city and rules constantly shifting from venue to venue, just like we saw with the O2's bag policy, being caught off guard can honestly completely ruin your night. You really can't just rely on general assumptions anymore. This is exactly why checking in with an independent, hyper-local newsroom is an absolute must for anyone trying to navigate this massive capital effectively.
A really fantastic resource for this is Londoner.news. They're this independent platform built entirely around the core pillars that actually matter to residents and visitors. We're talking unbiased independence from commercial pressures, a super hyper-local focus on London's 32 boroughs, and a solid commitment to real-time, evidence-based updates. Basically, everything from sudden transport changes to, well, shifting venue regulations.
Their dedicated newsroom, spearheaded by Editor-in-Chief Henry and News Editor Adam, makes sure you get this exact kind of critical, need-to-know local info before you even step out your front door. So if you want to dive deeper into the specifics of this Ariana Grande clear bag policy, or honestly, just make sure your tube line isn't delayed on the way to the O2, Londoner.news is exactly where you need to look.
So, as you get ready to sing your heart out to We Can't Be Friends, double-check those clear Ziploc bags, measure them twice just in case, and stay safe out there. But more importantly, ask yourself, are you staying informed enough to truly enjoy everything a bustling, dynamic city like London has to offer? Don't let a tiny technicality ruin your whole night. Visit Londoner.news today to make sure you are always one step ahead of the crowd.